excited.
It's time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielson, Matt Kassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gage.
12:02 on Edmonton Sports Talk. Thank you very much for being here. Dusty Gager and Matt Kassian with you. It's Two Guys and a Goalie, brought to you by GS Construction, where the Sandman and the crew over at GS Construction are always hiring. It's as simple as that. If you want to get your career started off on the right foot or take your career to another level, do it at GS Construction. Just go to their website, scroll on down and click join our team or ready to work, and they'll find you a job and they'll get you started at GS Construction. It's gsconstruction.ca, specializing in water and wastewater infrastructure since 1974. So they've been around for a long time as well. Man, it's good to be back. See you guys.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Clutch hot dogs today, buddy.
Opening day.
Man, what a move.
Yeah, no, I thought I read Cass wrong. I thought he's going to be on location, but he meant for the pre.
For pre and post tonight.
Westgate Boston Pizza. Join Cass tonight. He'll be with Tommy Gazzola.
Cass, I know you've done it before, but you would have had a bite of my wiener today. So
I would have had a bite of your wiener. What a delicious wiener it would have been to bite.
Tell me a little bit about these. Where'd you source the wieners from?
So I know from experience, it's usually all about the bun a little bit, right?
Yeah. I did say to you, didn't I? I said good bun.
So I got some fresh baked, Italian.
Those like Scotch.
Yeah, Scotch.
Like the Scotch sort of bun?
Yeah,
I like
from
those.
Save-On. And just a regular.
I knew I recognized that bun. I'm a big Save-On guy myself.
Yeah. So, and dollar store for some ketchup and mustard. Nice and cheap. And just.
Man, you can get ketchup at the dollar. That ketchup for $1 at the dollar store?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Or it's
$2.
I think it was $2.10.
Yeah, that's like a $4 or $5 ketchup
I
at the
know.
grocery store.
I know.
Well, but you also have to know it's going to expire in like a week, right?
Doesn't matter to me. It's ketchup.
Yeah, it might. Whatever. We'll sniff test.
Well, are we talking expired or are we talking a best before date?
Yeah, exactly.
Best before
that's
date.
different.
Best before
Right?
date.
Yeah.
Let's see what it is, I guess, and then go from there. But no, you can get a lot. Like I get all my my body wash, like my 18-in-1 body wash for all the different parts of my body.
You're up to 18-in-1 now.
Yeah,
right?
I'm 18-in-1.
I'm a 3-in-1 guy.
Yeah, no, I go 18-in-1.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I got a lot of body parts.
Skip a lot of steps.
But it's way cheaper at the dollar store than it is at other
And it's
places.
the same brands and stuff?
Yeah.
Man, I'm starting to think these other grocery stores rip us off.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I walk through Save on some of the things because I'm low on coffee beans. My specialty ones.
You can't go cheap on the coffee beans.
No, and they've shot up. They've shot way up. So there's only one place I think I can get the beans that I like. My wife and I like. So that's going to be tough. But
you gotta turn into a coffee snob like me, real coffee snob.
No, I am.
Get them from the local roasteries, like places that are doing it themselves
local
here in the city.
Like craft beans type of thing. Like
yeah, man. Are you serious? You're going to getting these from the main big grocery stores? No, you got to go. You got to go to the places. There's like Roasty in Sherwood Park is a good one. Columbian has got a couple spots around the city. They're pretty good. There's one that's I know that's coming up, and I know I got some friends that are involved in it called Renovation Roasters that started roasting some beans. One of the coolest logos you'll ever see. They have their stuff. It's like a skull with a coffee bean growing out of it. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like a skull mug. It's a sweet logo. I told them when they showed me, and I'm like, that's the best logo. I'm getting a hat with that patch on it for sure. But no, you gotta nerd out on the coffee beans a little bit. Like, and you will never. Like if you like drinking coffee and you start actually getting into it, you'll never go back and you'll never be able to look at a K-Cup the same. and I have it. And with that all being said, I'm off of caffeine right now, so I'm just having to do decaf.
You're off of caffeine,
really?
Yeah, I'm doing snob decaf right now. So I'm like fancy, still the same type of places, but I'm just having to get their decaf, which is a little disappointing. But that's life. Sometimes you can't have caffeine.
Well, hang in there, man. Hey,
that's like having no duels. Why do that?
780-218-9999. It's Two Guys A Goalie. 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube, we're going to dive into the Edmonton Oilers. We'll play a little bit higher to fire a little bit later on as well. Gage, when you brought that hot dog over to me, I put the ketchup on it. Huss ripped me. He's you should not have ketchup on a hot dog after the age of 18, I believe he said.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, it's my go-to hot dog condiment. I know that might not be the case for many people, but the ketchup, the ketchup slander that was flying was kind of blowing my mind a little bit.
That's is that a Winnipeg thing?
I mean, maybe it's a Winnipeg. I know he went on hot-dog.org, which has all like hot dog etiquette.
Okay.
And apparently it says don't put ketchup on a hot dog after the age of 18. Which
that's odd.
What I want to know is how did they come up with the age 18?
Yeah.
Like what? It's like
nobody will ever know.
Arbitrary.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you're a big kid.
Yeah. I mean, technically, I still qualify because I haven't advanced past the age of 16 yet. So I got 2 more years of ketchup in my forecast. But yeah, I think you're right, Cass. I think like maybe over 8 years old would be a ketchup thing. Like, why 18? Because you can drink alcohol now in Alberta? Like, doesn't make sense.
Did he go into what's supposed to be put on a hot dog?
Yeah, they have this. Let me see if I can bring up the. But it was like a bunch of stuff I would never put on a hot dog. Like,
well, it can be good. Like good sauerkraut, not just bad, but good sauerkraut can be really good on a hot dog. Good pickles, like you get a little pickle sliver in there. That can be really good on there. Love me some good caramelized onions on a hot dog. Chili. Those are awesome too.
This is a really hilarious website, actually.
Chili good.
Is it?
Yeah.
www.hot-dog.org. It's a really funny website.
The .org is makes it special.
Yeah, some of the favorites was there's a bunch of
.gov.
do's and don'ts. Don't send a thank you note following a hot dog barbecue. It will not be keeping with the unpretentious nature of hot dogs. Don't bring wine to a hot dog barbecue. It's beer, soda, lemonade, and iced tea being preferable. And don't ever think there's a wrong time to serve hot dogs. Here it is. Don't use ketchup on your hot dog after the age of 18. Mustard, relish, onions, cheese, and chili are acceptable.
Okay.
Which, I mean, yeah, sure, they could be. But why not ketchup?
But it's nostalgic then. To bring you back of a little kid when your mom makes you a hot dog and you come in from playing outside, and it's sitting there. Yeah.
You loved him.
Yeah.
That's why you saw my face light up.
Oh, yeah. Well, the presentation was pretty good.
It was a good presentation. And it's opening day. Like today was a hot dog switch situation. Like,
I heard you and Eric talking and you had the
jacket on. Could you tell how sad we were?
I know. It was opening day. Yeah. And so I was like, you know what I'm going to do for these two knuckleheads? Yeah. I'm gonna bring in some hot dogs.
I looked to order some in on Skip this morning, but the only place was 7-Eleven.
Oh, really?
And I was like, I think those have been on the rotator like all night.
Yeah.
You're not putting new fresh dogs on at 7 a.m. at Sev, so.
And you want a culinary genius like myself when preparing the week.
I'd rather have a foodie. Yeah, I'd rather have a foodie. All right, let's start with some bigger news around the National Hockey League. Cass, John Tortorella out in Philadelphia. How quickly can Rick Tocchet pack up his bags in Vancouver and get to Philly? And what do you make of this? Like the timing of it, deadline's gone. I don't know. You just don't see many coaches fired late March.
No, it's a little weird to see it happen this late, isn't it? And I think maybe, I don't know. Maybe he was ready to go. And even if you look at
what it had to be like.
Yeah, even if you look at some of his comments earlier in the week, like where he's blaming himself for their lack of success, and he's like, "It's on me. It's my fault. It's on me. I don't have them prepared and this and that." Where his heart, I don't think, was in it. And say what you want, argue with his methods all you want. Like he is a guy that even though you don't agree with the way he treats people sometimes and the players and whatever, he does care. Like I think that comes across, and you see it in the media, and you do see it, like he, especially about players that he likes, like he cares about guys. He does care about winning. He does want to see the team have success, and he's probably just tired. He's probably tired, and he's looking at going, we're not having success. I don't know what to do. The levers that I'm pulling aren't working. I can't do anything else. I'm done here. So I think it just as much they probably would have wrote it out, but he's probably like, no, I'm done. I'm finished. Just end this. Like it has to be, doesn't it? Like, don't you think it's just like he asked for this to be over?
It's the only way it goes down at this time of year, I think.
He's great. He's a great analyst. I can't wait to hear him when he's.
Yeah, he'll pop up on Sportsnet in the playoffs or TSN in the playoffs.
I think he's awesome. But when did I'm trying to think? When did Paul Maurice say he was done? Was it during the season? I can't remember when he said.
That's a good one.
Because maybe he started something a little bit because it was he stepped away, and that's what you're kind of hearing a little bit of, like.
Remember Paul Maurice was like, if I can't get done with this group, maybe I'm not the guy.
I'm not the guy. He looked at himself as not the guy to get them to the next level. And
so Maurice resigned 29 games into the 21-22 season.
Okay. I thought it was later for some reason, but I mean, maybe you're getting to the point with coaches that have been in the league, like obviously money's not an issue with these guys anymore, and if they can see that they're not the voice, and I hate the term "lost the room," but maybe they just find that their message
might not be the right fit for those guys.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. So I commend guys for stepping away from that. That's got to be very difficult for, like Cass just mentioned, quite the competitor in Tortorella to step away from the Flyers here. But
okay, so let's just play this game for a second. He is 66 years old. He had his long stretch in Tampa, won a cup, 5 years with the Rangers after that, went immediately to Vancouver, and then put in 6 years with the Blue Jackets, and now almost 3 full seasons in Philly. Cass, is he coaching somebody at the beginning of next season?
The Edmonton Oilers. Haven't you heard?
I thought that was Quenneville that's going to be brought in.
No, right. Quenneville. No, I don't think so. This is probably like if his heart's not in it here too. He's in his guys. He's not like 45.
Yeah.
He's 66. He does enjoy doing the TV thing, which is going to be way less stressful and strenuous. Like he is. He's funny. He's quick. He's great on there. Like I enjoy watching and listening to him. And I can imagine that from a family standpoint, it's going to take take a lot of pressure off him and your family. And I'm not sure I'm pretty sure he has grandkids at this point. Like it just, I imagine he's done. And if he's stepping back because he just doesn't know what levers to pull, unless it was so financially compelling for him to do so, guys, I got to think he's done. And then
got to be the oldest coach in the league.
I'm
just going through all the list of coaches.
How old is Ruff?
He's a year older. That's the first one I looked at. He's a year older than Lindy Ruff. And I don't think anybody else
is older than Lindy Ruff.
He's a year older than Lindy Ruff. Yeah, Lindy Ruff's 65. He's 66. I don't think any of these other guys are close to 66. So, like, Maurice is 58. Todd McClellan's 57. I mean, there's a bunch of guys kind of in that range. And then there's younger guys right now. Like, I mean, Cass, maybe I feel like Torres wants to pop up. So, like, I don't, is this how he goes out? Like, he's had a really good coaching career. Well, only the one Stanley Cup, but, you know, he's had some really good seasons, some good teams with other teams, some upsets with some teams that you didn't expect to do well. Like, he's checked off a lot of boxes. I just feel like, does he want to go out after 73 games with a young, bad Philadelphia roster? I don't know.
I have a hard time thinking that he calls it quits, but it has to happen early. I think if he gets, like you said, Cass, if he gets kind of comfortable flying in and doing games on the weekend and broadcasting here and there and he kind of sees the other side of it, gets more time
goes
with the
full
fans.
Bruce Boudreau.
Yeah, and then just goes, you know what? Why do I want to put myself through that again? And so, but if it happens early enough, I think he'll, like within a year. I would say if next year, if he's not hired, if he's not one of the ones that is chosen after that initial like coaches firing part of the early part of the season, I think you'll just see him be an announcer. That'll be it.
Go straight to Vancouver is what you're saying.
Oh man, the old talking towards flip. Can you imagine Elias Pettersson seeing Torts walk in there? Like, oh man.
Oh, he'd be hurt all the time.
That would be a tough one.
That's a one-way ticket right back to Moto.
It's two guys and a goalie, Nielson, Kassian, Gage with. We're going to dive into this hockey game from last night. Before that, I do see we have a Tecmo game going on out there. It is Iwanek. It is Hernan. Just a heads up. If Hernan loses EST afternoons, Gage, you're going to have to pump him back up.
I'm Hernan's his sports psychologist with Tecmo. As you can see, he's got a different way of looking at it. He's trying to be the psychological game, and I'm embracing the Brad Gilbert in Hernan,
which is a tennis reference.
It's yeah. If you've read John McEnroe's book, he talks about playing Brad Gilbert as the most frustrating thing in the world because all he did was just talk about how brutal he was and screaming and yelling at himself. And you thought you were just doing great because you would look across the net and see this guy.
This guy's melting
falling
down
apart. But all of a sudden you look up at the score and he's up 2 sets and you're like, how did this happen? And then before you know it, he'd beat him. So it was the reverse psychology of Brad Gilbert. It's a really
That's what Nanso's doing on Tecmo.
Yeah, that's what he's doing to you guys.
yeah, I mean it is. And it told you. It frustrates me. I'm like, man, you're ridiculous. All right, Cass, what's the biggest takeaway from last night's hockey game for you, for the Oilers? 4-3 loss.
I mean, it's still hard to not have a takeaway of how bad they need McDavid and Draisaitl back in the lineup.
Even with the 44 shots just to finish, not
well, they did. No, they pushed. I love the push in the game. Like to me, maybe the biggest, and maybe that is the biggest takeaway, is this team has the capacity to push. Now, what I would want to see happen is that same type of push when McDavid and Draisaitl are back in, like where there's some aggressiveness to the game.
Agreed.
I know a lot of people are probably going to look at it and go, well, there was no they'll use the word toughness, but there was no pushback aggression, like when Skinner gets bumped. And then, when Pickard gets bumped, no one does anything. And I don't want to focus on that. I don't think that's what I'm going to look at. Like what I am looking at is like, they pushed, like the team was down against a really good team in the third and they battled. And I love that they battled, and I want to see that all the time. But I want to see them play like that as we get closer and closer to the playoffs more and more frequently, and I want to see them do it with McDavid and Draisaitl in the lineup.
Gage, your thoughts on that? Let's start there.
The reason why the Edmonton Oilers lost the game wasn't because they weren't physical against the Dallas Stars for their goalies getting bumped, right?
It kind of became a narrative coming out of the game last night, and I was just like, and we'll dive into the whole picture, but I didn't think that was the big story last night.
Look, the reason why that the Edmonton Oilers lost that game was because of no finish, and Ottinger was better than Stuart Skinner.
Undoubtedly, yeah.
Those are the two issues. I didn't like I watched the rest of the game this morning a bit, but I turned it off.
Are you going to the second goal?
No, after the Robertson goal.
Okay.
I went to bed.
The third one?
Yeah.
He had 3. The third one. Yeah.
Third one. And I
thought about it. I was like, damn it, I should probably just ride this out.
All those 3 goals are all stoppable pucks. And Stu, I know you're listening. You help me out here, man. I'm in your corner.
This guy's been fighting for you.
I'm
so
trying,
is that guy over there,
I'm
Cass.
doing the best I can, but give me a reason. Just a little bit's enough. Those are stoppable pucks, and his movement sucks right now. I'm getting upset here with Stu. He's a better goalie than what we've seen lately, man. He's got to be a difference maker, like Ottinger. Those saves, the 2 saves on Janmark, huge saves.
Yeah, the quick one after.
Yeah, the Nuge, even like getting himself in the position to make the acrobatic thing, right? Like all these types of saves, Stuart Skinner's can do that, but I don't know what's going on. He's on his stomach half the time now, and his movement is
go ahead.
He's reaching every chance, like every pass across. He's reaching to try to stop these things. He's got to figure this thing out because he's putting the coaching staff in a position where they got to figure out who's going to start game 83. I thought we would kind of have a semblance of what's going to happen.
Are you starting to doubt that, Gager?
I'm leaning.
God, it took over 70 games, but he's got to you. He's got to you.
Maybe it's the fans and the fan base and stuff and people on Twitter just ripping me apart, but come on, Stu. Let's get this together here.
Help this guy out a little bit.
Help me help you.
Cass, just quickly your thoughts on Skinner, because then I want to dive into goals a little bit here. I know you guys on EST Afternoons will probably do your full video breakdown, but Cass, your thoughts on Skinner last night, and then we'll get into the bumping of the goalies too.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. It was another one where he needed to be better. Like he needed to be better. I still think he's your number one if he's healthy. Still think he's good, and no matter what you think now, no matter what you thought at the trade deadline, there was no way they were trading for a goalie. He is your number one guy, but you need him to be better than that in the playoffs. That's the bottom line. Is he has to play better than that in the playoffs, and I will. For people that undoubtedly are probably already carving me in the nasty chat, I will defend him when I think he needs to be defended, when I think it's reasonable and fair, aka backdoor tap-ins, 4 breakaways a game, and I will say he wasn't good enough when I don't think he was good enough, and I don't think he was good enough. That's the bottom line. The one I'll give him, which was a stoppable puck, but at the same time, I understand what happened. And Gage, you'll do the breakdown, so we don't have to dig into it. But I thought on the one Robertson goal, Robertson fanned on it that went in on the ice under his pad.
Oh, you think so? Yeah, I wondered that too, because of the angle of the stick on the release point, but I don't think it was, Cass.
You don't think so? I thought the angle of his stick and the way that he moved, like was pulling his hands, I thought he was trying to go high on that side.
I know.
And I think that's what fooled, because then if you look at the trajectory, it's just like flat on the ice. And I'm like, there's no way he meant to shoot that flat on the ice. I didn't think.
See,
but
I
whatever.
Gotta disagree with you. I watched a thing. Sidney Crosby. That's a spot now that elite shooters shoot for. It's off the heel of the stick under the pad, because that's the last
going down.
That's the last place that the pad kind of goes down in most cases. Like watch.
So you're saying the stick is not covering it's covering the 5 hole.
That's where they're
covering that spot.
And that's where they're aiming. And I'll give the benefit of the doubt to Robertson because he's a sniper. And I said that too, because I slowed it down and looked at it, and the way he's looking, and it does look like he's going high there, but I think it's a misdirection.
So is that a shitty goal or not then?
No, it's both sides.
If he intentionally, it's one of two things. If Robertson intentionally put it there, that's a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
Because he body language, physically, again, I slowed it down too. He looked like he was shooting high. And if we thought that slowing it down, Stuart Skinner would have thought that in real time. So it's either a brilliant play or he fanned on it. Like he didn't mean to do it and it was an accident. And in which case Skinner's still thinking he's going high. So it's one of the two, but it's, unless Robertson tells us, which of course it's going to be intentional. He's going to say that, right? If we were, he'd be like, yeah, I meant to do that. Of course I meant to do that.
Another sign of a guy that scores like that too is once he scores, he kind of gives it the shoulder shrug, like I didn't mean to do that. And he didn't really do that. And so
I don't know. There's some, because there was guys, Gager, like there was guys, no matter how they scored, they're celebrating like they meant to do it. Like it could bounce in off their butt, and they're
those are usually guys that only score like 5 goals a year. They
like
do
me,
the 50 goal man skating to the corner and go like, that's number 6. Like that's what happens at that point. A 50 goal man, that's something different. He'll kind of chuckle at that. But I do think he meant to do that. I'll send you. I think I have it, Cass. I'll let you look.
Somebody tweeted the same thing of me the other day.
Did they?
About somebody's penalty shots.
Was it?
I think it was in my breakers. It was Crosby, and that's where
it was Crosby.
Somebody tweeted at me last night too.
And watch Crosby's hands. Like there's great goal scores. There's misdirection in their
of course,
in the way that they shoot. Right. So and I
agree with that. Yeah. I agree. I agree there is. I didn't, again, like he must have sold it so well, if that's what he was trying to do, that he sold me on it too.
Yeah, because his follow through looks like he's trying to go upstairs.
I know.
Yeah. That's where I thought he was trying to go up.
Times.
It's almost like he placed his blade on a half of the puck. Like it wasn't all on the ice, right? And he just was touching. And then if he's that good, that's scary.
I mean, that's pretty scary and ridiculous.
Yeah.
But can we talk about something else ridiculous?
Yes.
Can we talk about something else ridiculous here?
The second goal?
And not Stuart Skinner?
Just kidding.
How bad are the Oilers at giving up 2-on-1s right now?
Oof.
Well, they've given up the most. I think they're a bottom 5 team or bottom 6 team in scoring chances off the rush all season.
Yeah.
Like that's just something that's kind of, I mean, you're pointing it out now, but we could have pointed it out after most games this year, Cass.
Yeah, a lot of them. But it struck me again after that one where I'm just like, these guys give up way too much, way too many 2-on-1s, way too many rush chances against.
That's a neutral zone recognition thing though, isn't it, Cass?
Yeah.
With communication.
Some of it was like neutral zone recognition, bad defensive pinches without support, bad line changes. You know, I think it was Ryan.
Yeah.
Bad
change.
Oh, horrible change. Like just a combination of a couple of things, but man, like, and I feel like that's something that as a team should improve over the course of the season. Should it not? Like, should you not improve on the number of 2-on-1s you're giving up over the course of the year? Like, is that not something like with your systems and your coaching? Like, do we pin it? Maybe I'm getting to a question. Here's a question. Do we pin this more on the players or more on the coaches that they keep giving up these 2-on-1s and odd man rushes?
If this was a younger team, I would put it on the coaches, but there's too many man games played in the NHL level not to. I think the blame
one of the
goes
oldest
50-50
teams in the league, man.
Yeah.
Like
You got you watch video, that's something that you should be able to recognize as a coaching staff and as player personnel that. Okay.
So you're thinking like the timing of the pinches and stuff like that, or
everything. The communication usually is one of the major culprits in defensive structure breaking down, right? And that's just identifying. I got this guy. And then looking around. Part of it we were talking about in the bullpen too. Like Matthias Ekholm had a rough.
It was
game.
one of his worst games, I thought.
But then you watch, and is there? Let me ask you guys this. Is there a little bit of Matthias Ekholm now playing with Evan Bouchard for so long and having to cover up mistakes that he can't really play his game and he's always looking to do a little bit more? Because I look the Robertson first goal, all he has to do is stay on that side with Robertson. But it's almost like he played a 2-on-2 as a 2-on-1 and didn't think Bouchard was going to do anything. Right?
Yeah.
So you know what's funny? Is I had this exact same thought. So keep going. But I had the exact same thought.
Yeah, he played it as a two, like, oh my gosh, I got to do something because that pass, this guy's going in, and he's almost trying to preemptively cover up for Bouchard's mistakes. That's what it looked like a few times. Yeah,
I was going to say it was like that play. His read on that play was like he didn't trust Bouchard in front of the net.
Yeah.
Like that's what I had that thought. I'm like,
can't really blame him for that. I mean, no, but you know, like I don't mean to say it in a dick way, but you can't really blame him for that. Like, you know what else with Ekholm? I mean, he just looks frail compared to like how he looked a couple years ago. Like he used to look like on the ice, you pick him out, and like, sometimes I get him confused with other players now because I know he looks smaller.
Yeah,
he looks thinner. Cass, are you concerned? Are you concerned about like? Well, I think people should be
sick. If he was really sick,
I mean, he's obviously been really sick, but it's But like, I don't think there's a full recovery coming at any point through this or the playoffs. So, like to me, it's time to get concerned about not Ekholm like the player, but the top end that Ekholm had provided you for the last couple of years. I'm not sure you're going to get that from him at any point between now and whenever the playoffs end.
Yeah, that's a fair concern. I think it's a fair concern because whether it's him being sick and, wasn't able to eat and lost muscle mass quickly or, just a combination of that and other factors like maybe being a bit banged up and not being able to spend as much time in the gym and having a very short off season and not getting a break during 4 and 8. Like there's kind of the and like a whole bunch of things that could be or that could contribute to it. I think that's a very fair question to have or concern to have. Say that,
I worry about it.
Yeah,
like I worry that
okay.
You're not getting playoff Ekholm from and that's going to be trouble. Like that's he just hasn't looked the same for 2 months.
No,
and he'd been like I remember like after a lot of games, Stoff would tweet like he leads the NHL in plus minus since he became an Edmonton Oiler. Like, and it just, I mean, he looks like a completely different guy right now. And that's a concern for me for this year's Edmonton Oilers. I mean, give them an off season, let them bulk back up, let them get healthy. There's still a player there for sure. And I think a high end player, but this Ekholm right now, I think people should be very concerned about.
And is it, he's trying to do too much, right? I think to a certain aspect of his game. But yeah, since before the break, his play started to dwindle. There was just some uncharacteristic plays from Matthias Ekholm that we weren't used to. The physicality, right? The everything. It just seemed to and maybe it was the sickness, like he got really sick there, and maybe he's still kind of trying to come out of that.
Well, he doesn't look healthy.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, let's get to a couple of comments on the Ekholm conversation here. I do want to get to this one first. Happy says there's a lot more areas of concern than Ekholm. Hey, look, you're not wrong, but I think Ekholm we saw the last couple of years smoothed over some of the other areas of concern.
Oh yeah,
and if you don't have Ekholm to do that, then it kind of piles up on you here. A little bit. Smitty the Welder says, for sure, Ekholm is always looking out for Bouchard's brain-dead plays and can't focus on his own game. But yeah, let's pay Bouchard $10+ million. Pickle Rick says, how is Bouch going to make $10+ million when he has so many glaring weaknesses? Please, baby Jesus, someone offer sheet him. But I mean...
just like people, anyone, the second people like, how can you pay him $10 million? Like, you're not asking the right question. B, you're not thinking logically about this at all. Like you're just thinking completely emotionally about this. Completely emotionally. I don't even want to talk about it. Like Bouchard's getting 10 to 10.5 at least.
Yeah, he is. I mean, that's it.
That's what he's getting.
And if it's not here, it's somewhere else.
Yeah. Did you see the 2 dart passes he sent guys in for breakaways? like
that, you have to, it's going to cost you $10 million plus.
Yep.
But you're going to have to take the really, 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 really good with the really bad at times as well, and just eat it. I mean, because if you don't do it and he goes somewhere else, okay, whatever. He goes somewhere else. But you're instantly looking for a replacement that's just like him offensively. You know, like it's nobody's saying it's an ideal situation.
No.
I'm just saying the market is going to say he's 10 to 10.5 mil, and they're not going to let him go. So, I mean, he's going to get ripped for the next 8 years.
Yeah.
Like mercifully by everybody. But he's going to be a rich man, and he's going to put up a bunch of 70 and 80 point seasons.
Be worth it getting.
I didn't even have Bouchard on the conversation list today. Like it still managed to come up. All right, Gager, what did you think of the narrative after the game by some in the city that the Oilers crease was open? It was open for business, and it was a major issue in last night's hockey game.
Okay, so it's a different game now. Do I think there was malicious of Rantanen? No. I mean, if you watch it in slow-mo, yeah, it looks awful. But you got to realize Stuart Skinner had a weird move towards the puck.
He was kind of coming forward, wasn't he?
And fell way, like where his head was probably when the shot passed him. And Rantanen's coming to the net looking for rebounds, right? And his focus, he's got a path to the net. He adjusts his path to go towards the puck, and still at full speed still manages to hit Stuart Skinner. But Stu falls forward, right? And he brought his shoulder up and around
like this, and then his body sort of followed him.
But his whole upper torso starts going forward. And I don't find it's not like Rantanen went in. He's way outside the crease at that point. It's just where Stuart Skinner's head ended up from when the path that Rantanen took. It was just incidental contact at that point. Would I have liked to have seen someone maybe afterwards go and, get in his face, or maybe just push and do something that requires linesmen to get in? Yes. That's what I preferred to see. You're not going to see someone grab him and do something. I looked at the other one with
Sam
Steele, and yeah, I mean, something was kind of done, but why don't the Edmonton Oilers do stuff like that too? Like taking
at the other end.
That's what
Reed said this morning. He goes, I think it's just a sign of like they need to be harder around both nets.
That's what he said this morning.
On
and
our
that
show.
made the most sense. Like there was an instance, the first period, the Arvidsson penalty. He's got a clean, like not a clean lane, but a lane where there would require battle to get to the front against the defenseman. He decides he's got it, but then he decides to pull up, and then he gets stripped of the puck, and then takes the penalty. If he just takes it towards the net, maybe the puck goes to the net. There's a chance. Maybe he draws a penalty, like Jeff Skinner's been doing, like drawing penalties to driving close to the net. There just has to be more of a focus, just like Reed said, in front of both nets, where a little bit harder to play against and make it a little bit more difficult. Like, because I said yesterday on with Hernan and myself, I said you have to get into the eyes of Ottinger if you want to have success. Like he saw, there was a lot of shots, but he saw every single one of them until the third, and they got some of those goals that require a little bit more oomph in front.
Just a quick comment from me on the Rantanen thing. It just seemed like a freak sort of accident.
That's what happens.
Like Skinner, he falls forward a lot, doesn't he?
The balance is off.
Yeah.
Man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an inner ear thing, but how many times do you see, like that's when a goalie is like you don't want to end up on your stomach. There's no save that you want to make on your stomach. Right, and he's on his stomach.
He said the odd scorpion save does look pretty cool.
That looks great.
That looks cool.
That looks
but you're
cool,
still, it's only because you're in a bad spot.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Ottinger save. If you asked, like I said, I'm surprised he didn't break all his fingers because it caught him on the inside. That hurts so much on the inside of the blocker. But you hate those types of saves because you know you're out of position. And he fell and he was out of the, like those are awful.
I didn't even see what happened at full speed. Like, I was just like, whoa, I thought he took a puck in the neck or something like that. I didn't even see that Rantanen had got him there.
Yeah.
Cash, your thoughts on what we saw and you know what? Sam Steele went to the net with the puck. Wallman had him tied up. You can watch Steele's feet are turned. He's trying to sort of stop, but the momentum of both of them takes him into Pickard. He gets a goaltender interference penalty, and Wallman gets 2 minutes for roughing for giving him a little shot after. I mean, to me, that's kind of what you would see in most of those situations. So
which
Cass,
is fine.
What'd you think of that narrative last night after the game?
That one was fine. I think Reed was spot on. I think he was spot on. And I think the reason that he was spot on is that we have not continually seen from the Edmonton Oilers this year them be tough around their own net. And by tough, I don't mean fighting everybody, but like clearing bodies, hard to get to the front of their net. And they haven't done a great job of making it hard on other teams in front of their own net. Like they don't have dogs that are in and around the crease sniffing all the time. You know, they don't have guys that are mucking it up and jamming pucks and, just in there all the time. And I think that to me is a more accurate narrative than they just need to protect the goaltenders. Like I think now if you want to point to the Rantanen play and say, well, you should have had someone back that was going to be like box out, like that takes that lane so he can't cut right in front of the net. Then I go, okay. I mean, I think that's fair. And that's what that is like, it's not about just jumping Rantanen after he bumps the goalie. I think it's like, well, no, you want to be hard to play against in front of your own net. You want to have people that are making it difficult to go anywhere close to there.
Yeah, because I don't think the guys on the ice saw what happened with Rantanen and Skinner.
They didn't.
Like,
Perry said.
Perry said he had no idea. He didn't see what happened. Like,
so yeah, I mean, I'm not freaking out about like, they need to go get Ryan Reeves and fight everybody somehow. Like, it's not about that. It is about being harder to play against in front of your net and against the other team, because I don't think they are at the level that I would like to see with that yet.
All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. The Gourdfather text in and says, Skinner's core needs work. It's not enough strength in the core. That's how goalies end up on their stomach. Gager, what about like the second goal? And when I saw the second goal, I was like, oh man, Robertson tap in. I mean, what are you going to do? But then Skinner sort of just puts his leg out and doesn't push across. I'm like, oh man, you're really not helping those of us who've been like, even if you don't get to it, there's a better way to play that one than how he played it, right? Like,
well, yeah. And so when I'm not comparing myself to Stuart Skinner, right? But I just have a little bit more perspective of being an older man playing goal at certain points. And you can't do that move anymore, but he should be able to. And it's all about recognition, where the danger's coming from, and having a little bit more flow in your game. Like, you have to recognize that, okay, there's a guy coming on the other side too. He's in kind of a position, but you have to generate some sort of movement to get across, like, and put yourself in that position. He just seems like there's no push, right? There was no, and I know it was kind of a broken play and stuff, but your initial kind of, the way you're taught is your eyes follow the puck, your eyes go first, then the push comes across, and you're trying to get across and get in front of it. And that's kind of Stuart Skinner's game. Him starting reaching, that's when you know he's in trouble. Like, because he can't, he's, oh my gosh, I'm not in good position.
So is that because the head's not moving quick enough? Is that?
I think it surprised him, first of all. And that's worrisome, because his usually how he reads the play is one of the best in the league, I find, when he can move the whole package. But it caught him completely off guard. And still, I mean, if he just stays under control and pushes across, he probably stops that puck, because Robertson has to do it quick, and he's just shuffling.
He didn't do anything. He just,
yeah. And if he just is, in the normal Stuart Skinner kind of,
that's one push, right?
It's just a quick push. He comes across and probably gets it with his leg. And he's done it thousands of times that I've seen. That's what's frustrating, right? And I mean, even the first goal, I know it's a breakaway, and that recognition, not seeing that happen, because when you look where he is, Johnson's at the hash marks and Skinner's already in his crease. Like,
deep there, yeah.
That shows me that he's not even confident with how he can track back, right? So, and even on the move, there isn't a lot of push. Like, Johnson goes to the side, there's no push across. He's reaching with his glove, where in a lot of the times he's coming across with the whole package. So I've said it I think there's a skating issue with Stuart Skinner. If this can't be fixed in the season, obviously, but if I'm him, I am working on my skating.
So you think that's what it is? It's
the first time I saw him, and I chalked it up to just nerves, and it was his first game against the Ottawa Senators in the bubble, and it looked like he had at times skate guards on, and I chalked it up to basically just his first game and stuff, and jitters. And then you saw in the second period there was a lot better movement and stuff. But I do feel that that's an area of his game where if he wants to be talked about with the Ottingers, with the elite goaltenders, that part of his game has to be a lot better and worked on more.
780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, and we will get to a few of those as we work our way through the show today. Skinner is not traveling with the team. Pickard will get the start tonight. Olivier Rodrigue has been called up for tonight. People have been asking, Gage, and they want your thoughts on, if he's out, you're obviously going to run Pickard quite a bit. If he's going to miss some time, maybe they sneak in Rodrigue at some point. But if he's okay to go, let's say Saturday, is it an automatic that you're starting him? Or if Pickard plays really well tonight, it should be an automatic that you start him against Calgary?
Why are you asking me that?
Oh, you're the goalie. I mean, we're two guys. Kaz and I are just two guys.
Well, I love that you asked him, because he's been the guy that's like, you start Stuart Skinner no matter what.
I know. I mean, that's another reason.
I think I got to give him another one. That'll be a real tough game. Calgary is playing some real inspired hockey right now. Fun to watch. Yeah, I still go back. If he's okay, I'm putting Skinner in Saturday night. Yeah.
Cass, would you do that too?
Yeah, probably. Yep. If he's healthy. Yeah. If he's
not
healthy,
if Pickard plays well tonight, I'd rule
really?
Pickard again. I do. I mean, these are important points. Skinner's got like an 870 save percentage in the last 2 months. Like, if Pickard plays, if Pickard's close to one of the reasons you win the hockey game tonight, I'd give him the Flames on Saturday. It's not saying he's 100% the number one guy, but it's the guy who didn't cost you a game and the guy who won you a game. I mean, let him play the next one.
If Pickard wins, and I still go with Skinner, and Skinner has the same type of game that he had last night, then I think there has to be a real discussion of who you got here.
So we're not there yet, but we're close, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I hate to say that.
All right, let's get into hire it or fire it for GS Construction, where they are always hiring. You can visit their page at Indeed.ca, or you can just go to their website at gsconstruction.ca. Scroll on down and hit ready to work. And GS Construction, it's not just a job, it is a career, and they are hiring now. They're super busy all the time. When we had Sam within here, he was talking about how they're just constantly in a hiring phase. So if you're looking for work, hey, why not hop on board with one of the people that have hopped on board with us? Check them out at gsconstruction.ca. All right, let's whip through a few of these. Colorado will beat Dallas in the first round of the playoffs. Hire it or fire it?
I'll hire it. They don't have Heiskanen.
And he might not be ready by
for
then,
the second round, right? So
Yeah.
I'm going to give the edge to Colorado. Hire it.
Oh man!
Either way,
That's
a really
tough.
good team's going out in the first round.
Really good teams going out in the first round.
Even over
man.
here in the Pacific, man. One of the Oilers and Kings are going out. The Kings have had a better regular season with the Oilers as of this moment. And that's a good team too.
It's a good team too. And they're both, like, to me, both Dallas and Colorado are fun to watch. And Colorado's been, Dallas has always been good and got, Rantanen and got better. Colorado has just found a way moving with Rantanen and Nijis, and oh man, they're fun too. Oh, who do I think wins? Without Heiskanen, it's hard. It's hard to pick the Dallas Stars.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, if he can come back, I think the Stars win.
So
But if he's not,
he's their number
Colorado.
one defenseman. I mean,
Carly's good though, man.
Harley is good. I mean,
Carly's really good.
That's a really good 1-2 punch, man. And
Wow.
Lindell's an awesome.
Yeah.
He's a good defenseman too. They got a nice blue line there. Yuki Tsunoda will finish top 8 in Formula One points after this switch.
Hire it.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you think it was a Liam Lawson issue, not a Red Bull second car issue?
Yeah. The Yuki's got a little bit more experience. I think 2 weeks in the simulator, he's going to be just fine. He'll be in Q3.
Hey, how did I do? You
did good,
I think
actually.
yeah.
You did
I
good.
saw the results of the last race. And I was like, hey, these are a lot of my guys
Yeah.
that I didn't change out after the
Yeah.
first week.
I'm not posting them because Cass is in the lead, and I'm.
Cass, you're doing
what's
it
that?
again.
Hmm?
I'm
Oh, what happened? What happened? What happened in the?
Say it again.
You're good, Cass.
Someone-
Whatever. All right.
Yuki Tsunoda, what do you think, Cass? Top 10? Top 8? Sorry, top 8 was the answer.
Top 8?
Yeah.
Cool. Yuki's still a little chaotic with how he drives at times. So I feel like he's either going to be in the top 8 or he's going to break his car every single week. Like, that's kind of how I feel about him.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see him in that
potentially-
machine, though.
He
Yeah.
can squeak in. Yeah, top. I think top 8, regularly finishing in the points. Yeah, kind of in that 8 to 10 range is reasonable for him. So yeah, I gotta think he does it.
Was I right to set the number in the top 8?
I think so.
Because
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
two,
that's fair.
the Ferraris, the McLarens, at least one Mercedes, at least one Red Bull. That's 6 right there.
This track is a lot more flow too, which I think suits that Red Bull car.
Well, I was saying for the season.
Okay. Top
What do you
8.
think for season? Top 8.
Oh, I thought it was just the top 8 for the season. I'll still hire it.
Think so?
Yeah.
I think he's a 7-8 guy.
Yeah,
I think
he's
he
got to
could.
be.
I think he could be that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just trying to bring up the standings here. I want to see.
I don't think he can get in.
Why?
Just because
There's
that's the
maintenance.
one thing is what happens with Yuki's number now, right? And Liam's number. So they have to make adjustments because Liam was quite expensive, but him going back down to Racing Bulls, they have to adjust his
In fantasy.
his cap cost, right? So depending on who you picked, you could end up with a lot more capital with whoever you have on your team right now.
I'm up to 12th and 17th.
Yeah,
That's not bad after my rough
better
start.
than last year with
Yeah.
you, and better names this year.
Yeah, better names this year too. You're right. All right. Oh, sorry to do this, everybody, but Dylan Holloway would have had at least 50 points on the Oilers this season. Hired or fired?
Hire it
Hire it.
Maybe I should. What
and
number?
just leave it at there.
I didn't want to go too much higher because of the lack of PP one time. Like, it's weird seeing other guys on the Oilers power play. Like when they were
Oh, I
rolling that
know.
power play last night, they scored 2 goals in the power play. But I was like, man,
Yeah.
this is strange. Like,
Yeah.
these guys know how to play power play too. What's going on here? But I think there would have been 50 because I think he would have been locked in as the top 6 winger.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
He would've
him
been-
with Draisaitl and Holloway would have been something else this year. Really something else.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, whatever. Can't win them all.
No.
Sometimes you make a horrible decision that
because he would have taken over that spot eventually. Like, but in Arvidsson, it didn't work out. Holloway would have gone in, and boom.
Yeah. Looked pretty good lately. All right. Robert Downey Jr. returning to the MCU as Dr. Doom is a brilliant decision. Hired or fired?
Hire it because it's needed. They're in a
So you're
spot.
thinking Robert Downey Jr. comes back and saves the MCU?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Did you see all the seats?
I did see all the seats.
Did you see? Yeah.
It was. I mean, I didn't watch the 6 hours that they laid it out, but I scrolled through it all quickly on a shorter video. Cass, wait. Before we continue this conversation, what's your answer to this one?
I'm firing it.
Really?
I'm firing it. Like, what? Like, I get you could come back as a disfigured Dr. Doom, but I'm just like,
I don't know anything about Dr. Doom, so I'm going into this thing blind.
But he's Iron. He's Iron Man. He's Iron. Like, get someone else.
Did Dr. Doom not play a version of Iron Man at some point?
At some point,
I thought I looked this up. Like,
well, I have the big poster in my office at home with Doom versus Iron Man.
Really?
Yeah, it was a double-sided issue back in '89.
I would say I hire it because, first of all, I love how he was in the MCU. Like, I do think they need it back, but I also think with the multiverse, like there's a way to tie in his Iron Man.
He's coming back
to this as well, right? Like, I'm pretty sure some the comic folks can correct me, but at some point, Dr. Doom was like another version of Iron Man, was he not? Am I wrong on this?
In the whole, they're not doing Secret Wars, but Doom becomes like the big, like a Thanos type character, and Spider-Man is actually the leader of kind of the Avengers at that point too, if I remember correctly from the whole Secret Wars saga. But it was good.
So Iron Man becomes Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Like the infamous Iron Man. That's who it was.
Yeah. So that's what they're doing.
I'm trying to catch up on this Dr. Doom stuff, boys. I have
to watch
but because
NCTV.
of that, I'm going to say I know. I'm listening to the one right now, but I haven't got to episode 4 of Daredevil yet. So I'm kind of.
I haven't watched any yet.
Okay, I got the first 3 in, but I haven't watched episode 4. So, Max Pazuzu says hire it just for the fact that RDJ is an amazing actor. Like, this is where he belongs. Nothing against his Academy Award-winning performance in the Bomb movie. What was it? Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is where he belongs. All right, what's coming up on EST Afternoons?
No idea. Hold on.
Zacticum has your sheet right there. What's it say?
So,
Highlights, lowlights?
Highlights, lowlights. Good. Got the red light district. Anthony Minigioni from Center Ice in Philly will go and talk about a little bit of torts. And, basically just tee up the Reed and Jay coming back.
Jay will be back today. Glue Guy returns alongside Reed Wilkins. They'll be live from 3 to 6. And then the pregame show, pre and post tonight with Matt Kassian and Tommy Gazzola at the Westgate Boston Pizza. You have something delicious there. I went to half brute yesterday at lunch. It wasn't enough. I should have gone full brute. It really was.
Everyone knows you never go half brute.
I know. I was so
Good
hungry
Tropic
after
Thunder reference there, Cass.
That is a great movie. That's a good movie. All right, that's going to do it for us here on Two Guys and Goalie. EST Afternoons is coming up. Cass will be back later today. Pre- and post-game coverage live from Westgate Boston Pizza. Swing on by, join Tommy and the crew there. For Matt Kassian, Joaquin Gage, I'm Dustin Nielson. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning on The Nielson Show. Until then, take it easy.